MD Prepper here, talking more about beekeeping and prepping. We're going to talk about basic beekeeping gear that you absolutely have to have. Everything else is technically optional, though possibly advisable. First thing you absolutely have to have is a veil. A helmet and veil runs about $30 to $40, something like that. You can buy a full bee suit, which I do have. Full bee suit runs you around $100. Most experienced beekeepers don't tend to use those. They're hot, they're a pain in the butt to put on and off when you need them. Most folks just use these. Some beekeepers I know don't use these at all once they're familiar with their bees. My confidence level is not there yet. Go ahead and at least get this. If you want the extra full body suit, go ahead. I got both. Just the full body suit for when I'm checking my hives, and this for when I'm fooling around and not going deep into the hives or anything like that, just messing around, refeeding and stuff like that, sugar syrup, other things like that. And I also bought this just for visitors, those who want to look at the hives and figure things out and observe. So 30-40 bucks, there you go. Next, you gotta have a hive tool. This is the classic style hive tool right here. Comes in lots of colors. This one was blue from Man Lake. $5-6 bucks. These things are cheap. If you tend to lose things and misplace them, have one or two of these. These are for cleaning off the hive and lifting up frames, etc. This is not super sharp, but sharp enough to get the job done. So, good there. This is an improved style or a modernized style hive tool. A little different. This one's much sharper overall. So, it's much easier to clean off propolis and everything else. A little too sharp overall, though. I did end up scraping off some wood and all. So, we'll see. I think this is easier to lift frames up and all with. $15 I think versus $5 or $6 or $7, something like that. But you gotta have one of these. I bought one of each just to experiment, just to see which one I like better. So far the jury's still out, but I've only been doing this like 2-3 weeks. So what do I know yet? Just want my options out there. And besides, if I lose one, I've got the other. If I drop one or misplace it. Next is a bee brush. Now this might not be technically necessary, but it's a good idea. If you need to see a spot of the frames, if you need to clean off your bitten cage with your queen in it, you're going to need something like this to just brush the bees away. My staff were kind of confused when I said I bought a bee brush. They went, "You're going to brush your bees?" And they were expecting some little itty bitty brush to brush each individual bee. Good idea. Have this in your pocket as well, just to have around. And finally, a smoker. You've got to have a smoker to calm your bees down. Even if your bees are doing well, they may get mean on you at some point. You'd rather have this and need it than need it not have it. About $35-40. Lots of styles. This is the conical style. I've got a dome type one that I got from some used gear I bought recently for super cheap. Didn't need the extra smoker, but the guy threw it in free. So, what could I say? I actually threw in two. Threw in this one and another one. One like this. I gave this one to my nurse practitioner because she's going to get her bees in about 2 weeks. Her kids came up yesterday and tried things out and loved it. So, gotta have a smoker. $35-40 bucks. I would go ahead and spend the extra on this little cage on the outside. One of the ones like this that I gave away to the nurse practitioner did not have this cage. This thing gets hot. You got small kids and all, you want this. You got gloves on if you're working with gloves, which you don't have to have, but I'm using as well. You may touch this and get burned. You should only handle this thing from the bellows right here, but that's a learning experience. So, also has a hook on it there to attach to a metal bucket or cross fence line, something like that, to hold it to keep it out of the way. So you can buy this extra or with the kit. I'd go ahead and get the heat shield or whatever it's called, the cage frame. I like to see it there. Like I said, this is about $35-40. The brush was $6 maybe, 5 or 6, 15 or 16, and like I said, 35, something like that. So there's your basic gear. I'll talk about other accessories. Not necessarily needed, but a good idea later. MD Prepper out.